want to talk about Tren because it's a very misconceived subject. I've never used Tren personally, but that doesn't mean I don't know a lot about it, and I do, and a lot of my friends have used Tren in the past. Now, Trenbolone, or Trenbolone acetate in this case, is an anabolic steroid, just like any other derivative of testosterone is an anabolic steroid. However, with this particular 19-nor testosterone anabolic steroid, the side effects that people experience on Tren seem to be greater on average than other drugs within its class, especially DHT derivatives. Now, the two common side effects that people report that are negative, that usually make them quit Tren, is mood disturbances and also sleep disturbances. Secondly, would be sweats. And those sweats do tend to happen during sleep, and that's actually what I believe disrupts the sleep. It's called trensomnia, okay? They wake up hot, they have these hot flashes, whatever. Some people just can't sleep on it. It seems to have a stimulatory effect on the central nervous system. It seems to have a separate effect on the central nervous system that people can feel, because most steroids you don't feel, yeah? Now, on TRT, like what I'm on, you don't feel anything. You just feel normal. And if you do feel something, you're probably taking a dose too high. Trenbolone, in all the individuals that I know who are reasonable individuals, about 50% of them do not suffer any of these negative side effects. It is dose dependent, but for most guys who are taking 300 to 400 milligrams per week, whether that be 50 milligrams a day or 100 milligrams every other day, they don't feel any different this week. The other 50%, they have reported things such as mood disturbances, making them more snappy, more irritable, and or trensomnia. And I think that the sleep disturbance is actually the primary cause of the mood disturbance. But there's nothing unique about Trenbolone that is going to cause a rage, okay? Mm-hmm. It's a very powerful anabolic steroid. It is the missing piece of the puzzle sometimes for men that just don't respond from a high dose of testosterone. But I don't recommend this drug to anyone that isn't a bodybuilder, because it just doesn't have the use case for most men that are looking to either be a different sort of athlete or they want to be on TRT plus. It doesn't really have a place. There are just better drugs than Tren.
I mean, like retatrutide. In a world where retatrutide exists, isn't that better than Tren?
No, these drugs are not even in the same conversation. Trenbolone is an anabolic steroid. It is going to build muscle and burn fat and make you look vascular and make you stronger. You are going to visually look like you're on steroids if you respond well to Tren. All retatrutide is an appetite suppressant. Retatrutide makes people look like you, skinny. Trenbolone makes you look like you're on Trenbolone. And depending on whether or not you want to look like you're on Trenbolone, you take Trenbolone. Increased vascularity, lower body fat, hardness, muscles in places you don't typically build, especially where androgen receptors tend to pop up. For example, the capping of the delts, when you see those bodybuilders like with those huge caps on their delts and they've got that traps about them and they're just vascular. Sometimes they're vascular even when they're not lean. That's what Tren's going to do. And for a lot of men,
why would anybody? So then why would anybody not do Tren? Tren sounds amazing.
Well, a lot of people do Tren, bro. Thousands of them do Tren. A lot of men would tell you, yeah, bro, exactly. Why aren't you on Tren, you fucking pussy? A lot of guys would give you that response. And to which I would say, well, if you want to look like you're on Tren, you absolutely should take Tren. Is that the look you're after? Because a lot of guys come to me and I say, could you provide me with a photograph of a man with the physique that you would like to have? And a lot of men, they send me photos of physiques that look very obviously that the man in the photograph is on steroids. And I say, okay, I think we can achieve your goals, but you will need to take anabolic steroids. And then they say, I don't want to take anabolic steroids. And I say, okay, you're not going to look like that. You're not going to look like Mike Thurston by taking a bit of retatrutide and getting a good sleep. It's not going to happen.
Have you seen what the look maxes are doing now? They've got this little patch that they put here that sticks to their delts and put a t-shirt on it.
Oh, to make them more capped. Hey, man, if that works for you, great. I don't need any more muscle. Me, personally, I don't want any more muscle. I could do with less muscle. Literally. For my boxing, I could do with less muscle.
Yeah.
The amount of protein I eat in a day sometimes would not be the recommended dose for most people. I just find it extremely easy to hold on to the muscle that I have. A lot of people, they try to troll me, you know, but how the fucking steroids? I can't believe you think someone like me is on steroids. Your problem is that you think someone like me is on steroids. That's your problem. That is how low your standards are when it comes to exercise physiology and what you think you can achieve. Because all my friends on steroids are fucking massive and shredded. They look very clearly like they're on steroids because they do shit properly.